welcome back again to our channel, The Hidden Treasure, Zambia's Gemstone. Here we get to share with you guys about the gemstones that we have here in Zambia, where they're found and their uses. As usual, we always discuss this with Mr. Lungu here. Mr. Lungu, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Esther. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I'm always thrilled to share information on the gemstone industry in Zambia. I don't know what you have for me today, but then I think I'm ready to discuss whatever topic you have for me on the gemstone industry in Zambia.
So we've been talking about gemstones here in Zambia, where they're found and all those things. Today we are going to concentrate mainly on religion. So how are gemstones connected to religion? Is there any relationship between these two?
The gemstone industry is one of the oldest industry that one can talk of. All religious sectors have gemstone playing a prominent role. Yeah, there's a general benefit that people get from gemstones, and they're used, like I always say, like for healing, for astronomy, for protection, and many other attributes. But then, generally, all religions talk about gemstone at one point or the other.
Okay, thank you very much. So, let's specifically talk about Islam. In their holy scriptures, does it show anywhere that gemstones were used a long time ago?
Yes, definitely. Islam, although I'm not supposed to be a representative of Islamic religion, but what I've read about Islam is that gemstones have a very prominent appearance in the religion. The Prophet Muhammad used to adorn gemstones. Specifically, he used to wear a stone called agate. Agate is also found in Zambia, and he used to wear a silver ring and agate as part of his adornment. But according to the little information that I have, is that most of these stones for the Islamic world, they've got a spiritual connection. They've got a connection that makes them appreciate creation. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So, you've talked about the spiritual connection in Islam. So, is that all? Is that the only connection that is there between Islamic and these gemstones?
The list of sacred stones in the same religion are quite many. There's turquoise, there's quartz, there's carnelian, there's sapphire, and most of these are used mainly on the spiritual note by our brothers and sisters because of the same connection that we are talking about, the sacred connection that is there between the stones and creation. According to them, these were created by the Creator, and they represent the beauty that the Creator holds on during the time He was creating the gemstones. So, generally as human beings, whether you're a Christian or a Hindu, you just have to appreciate the creation. Yeah, you just have to appreciate, because if you look at the way they pray, most of the beads that they use, they are made out of precious and semi-precious stones for the same purpose. So for prayer, for protection, for healing and everything, you find gemstones are a critical factor in the tradition or Islamic tradition, which we appreciate very much as human beings.
Okay, so having talked about Islam, let's move to Hinduism. Is there any connection there between the gemstones and their religion as Hindus?
Yes. Yeah, I've traveled several times to Jaipur in India, where the trade in gemstones has been existing for over 300 years. So you find the attachment the Hindus have on the gemstones will be attested by the the Hindu scriptures. They've got scriptures that they call they call them the Purana. Yeah, these are detailed writings that actually explain a lot about their religion, and they do in part also talk about the gemstones. Actually sacred writings of the Hindu mythology. So, well, we are mainly discussing about the Zambian gemstones on this program, but then this is important so that we give our viewers a wider view of how these stones are related to the outside world. So the Hindus really appreciate the value of gemstones, and like I said in the introduction, they are mainly used for most of the basic attributes, like for healing, for protection, for astronomy or astrology, and even for contemplation. Yeah, so they are really useful in all religions. So the Hindus, yes, they do adore gemstones, and for them it's cultural from many years back. So yes, Hindus do appreciate gemstones.
Okay, so the main point there is the appreciation of these gemstones to appreciate the Creator, isn't it? That's the main connection that is there. So let's move to the religion that is mostly practiced here in Zambia, Christianity. Is there a relationship between these two, the gemstones and Christianity? In their holy writings, the Bible, is it written there that these gemstones were being used in some way?
Yes. In fact, it will be easier for me to explain on the Christian Bible point of view, because at least I've read a lot about the content of gemstones in the Christian Bible. A few examples like that I can give on how appreciative the Bible writers or historians regarded the gemstones in regards to religion is the breastplate of Aaron. You know, the breastplate was a shield or protection of the high priest that was decorated with gemstones. So even on the breastplate, there are stones that are mined in Zambia that were actually on the breastplate of Aaron. And the 12 stones actually that were on the breastplate were a representative of the 12 tribes of Israel. So like you find in the first row of the breastplate, you find is one of the minerals that are there, like that is found in Zambia, was emerald. And on the second row of the same breastplate, there was turquoise. Turquoise is also found in Zambia, and we discussed it in the previous edition. There's the third row where you've got amethyst, and the fourth row where you've got beryl. Beryls are gemstones, semi-precious stones that are also found in Zambia. They're mined in eastern, northern Wapula, and some part of southern province, which were on the breastplate of the high priest. So the Christian Holy Bible has more than, I think, 30 chapters where they talk about the gemstones. They talk about decorating the New Jerusalem with semi-precious stones, and you find on the same list you find stones that are actually mined in Zambia. You find emerald there, you find amethyst there, and other stones that you can actually find in Zambia. So on the religious point of view, gemstones play a vital role in the history and the development of the gemstone industry. So as Zambia, and the topic that we are actually talking about, we must be proud that we are able to contribute to the gemstone world because of the assortment, the huge assortment of gemstones that we have, that are found in the Bible, found in the Quran, found in Hindu scriptures and other religions, but then they are widely used by the global community for the same purposes of healing, protection, and many more. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So, for those who are just joining us, we are talking about the relationship that is there between these gemstones that we've been talking about in our different videos and religion. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and don't forget to like our Facebook page as well. So, Mr. Lungu, getting back to the topic, a Christian out there or an Islam out there, a Hindu out there will be asking, so what is the importance of these gemstones that they are talking about to me or to them? How can you answer that?
The significance of these stones is wide. It's got traditional significance, it's got economic significance, it's got spiritual significance, and mythical significance. So it depends on how one wants to look at the gemstones. For adornment, others is just basically for fashion. Just to make a fashion statement, you find someone is wearing the most expensive semi or precious stones. But then, on a broader note, it's the combination of the attributes of these stones that makes them very important to the global and the local community.
Thank you very, very much for that answer. So we've talked about the importance of these gemstones to different religions. Let's now move to Zambia. What are you telling the youths out there? What is the importance of these gemstones to them as youths? How can it help them, or as a country?
We are looking at development, and in Zambia, it's very important to look at the youths as the main generator of the economy. And anyone that leaves out the youths who have a problem with development in Zambia. So I'm happy that even the new government, the government that is ruling now, has actually put a lot of emphasis on the youths. In the gemstone industry, it has very interesting value chains. You can start the value chain of gemstone from the mines, from the pit. From the pit, you can actually employ different types of skills. You can employ people that will be chiselmen, people that don't need to go to school to know how to chisel in the pit. You can employ people that are sorting. The stones that are coming out of out of the mines are going to be sorted by someone who is going to know the grades that are required for the specific market that they are mining for. So it is very important for us to know that if we engage the youths in our industry, Zambia can actually can have a multiplier effect on the in terms of build up of the economy or development and progression of the youths. Because from the pit we are talking about employment. Between the pit and where they are going to sell the rough gemstones, there will be a lot of activities that a youth can be engaged in. They can be engaged in production, they can be engaged in marketing, and production in the real sense is manufacturing. So if we really engage our government and we show them the knowledge that we have on how the value chain can actually be exploited, we will have a lot of youths being employed in this sector. We have a lot of youths making an income in this sector, because I remember in one of our interviews I mentioned to say there are certain stones like this stone. This looks like a useless stone. This is a quartz specimen. The facets that you see are natural facets that come natural from the ground. But then there are people that pay a high price for this kind of a stone. But in Zambia, it will have little or no relevance to many people. But then, if we can tell our youth, say, okay, let's go and mine quartz. And they mine 100 pieces of this. They are assured of selling 100 pieces of this to a foreign collector who is going to pay not less than $50 for a piece. Normally it will go above $50, but the minimum that one can sell a piece like this one will be $50. So then, if we bring in all the youths that are in the streets, that are unemployed, that are semi-educated, we are able to engage them in this industry to help them to make a living. So it's a very good channel for employment creation, for skills development, and you people that are in this industry of journalism and education or academic circles, you are the people that are supposed to actually encourage youth to go back and look at what the mines can offer them. Or probably we can engage the government and tell them, say, look, we want to help you to win more youths to this industry. And how do we do that? By dissemination of information on how they can earn a living in the industry.
Okay, thank you very much. So for the youths out there who have nothing to do, who are wondering maybe of what they can do, this is something that you can put your effort into and at least get something out of it. So for those who will not be involved in the production, we've talked about many youths being involved in the production. What of those who might not be involved in this production, the global end users? What is there for them? What is the importance of these gemstones to them?
The demand for the local gemstone raw material is very high in many developed countries because they've got, like I said, they've got wider uses in these countries. So if we are talking about people that are not able to be involved in production and want to look at what they can do beyond production, marketing of our gemstones, export of our gemstones can be one of the simple business that cooperatives, individuals can do because the market is wide. The reason why we've got so many foreigners in our country is not because Zambia is the best country in the world, but Zambia has a lot of natural resources, and the basic natural resource that a foreigner will look for or someone from abroad will look for is the mineral resource, because that is what gains value immediately you put it into production. It gains a higher percentage of value because value addition in gemstone industry can make a living out of it. So it's very important to look at the broader picture, export to foreign markets and export even to local markets here. But then for the youths, when the government assists them to get the foreign market niche, it will be very easy for them to be earning a living and to decongest our streets.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lungu, for that information. Talking about the relationship that we have between these gemstones that we've been talking about with our different religions, and we've talked about Islam, Hinduism and Christianity, and the main connection that is there is the appreciation of these gemstones to the Creator. And we've also talked about the significance of these stones to the mentioned religions. And we've also talked about how these gemstones can be useful to the global end users. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Don't forget to like our Facebook page. For those who've already done that, we appreciate you very much. Continue liking our Facebook page and continue subscribing to this YouTube channel. And don't forget to share. For today, this is all we had for you. Thank you and bye-bye.